Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Megan of Mula Yoga and you're joining me here in Copenhagen in my little home studio for the time being. Thank you to everyone that has joined me so far, and those of you that are just joining me now, I'm happy to have you here. And thanks for your patience in the last couple of weeks. Those who have been following me, I've been working on exams and just now finished up, so I'm ready to get back on the mat and get started with some new classes, starting with this one today. So as you can see, we're going to be standing mostly, going from flow to flow, and we're going to be focusing on the hips and the legs today. So this is called my happy hips class. It's a flow that's really, really nice if you need to get rid of some of that static energy in the body. And especially when you're cooped up inside and you just feel like you really need to do something, this is really good for grounding out some of that energy and then opening you up to new things, which happens starting in the hips. So we're gonna go ahead and get started by coming onto the mat and coming to the front. So we'll go ahead, bringing the big toes together at the top of the mat, the heels slightly apart, releasing your hands down by your waist, and then tucking your shoulders back and down with your palms facing forward. The crown of your head, so this space right here, lifting straight up towards the ceiling and simultaneously pressing down through the soles of your feet. And you might even take a minute here just to rock back and forth on the feet, from the ball to the heels, picking up the toes and spreading them around. And just starting to connect with the lower half of the body. Feeling the earth beneath you, supportive and sturdy. And the body mimicking the earth here, sturdy and strong, picking up energy from the feet, radiating it out through the crown of the skull. Taking just a couple more back and forth here. And then checking the alignment of the feet once again. From here, we're gonna go ahead and just close our eyes and take few deep breaths before we start our sun salutations. So, closing the eyes, starting to now bring awareness away from the feet and bring it up to the breath. Starting to bring the breath in and out through the nose. A breath long and deep, smooth and even. Taking just another few breaths like this. And as you take the inhale, emphasizing on the lifting, the lengthening up towards the ceiling. And with the exhale, emphasizing the grounding through the feet, through strong and engaged legs. Inhale. And exhale. Taking just 3 more breaths here in mountain pose. Preparing now with the next inhale, beginning to slowly open the eyes as you start to reach the arms straight up towards the ceiling, touching the palms at the top. With an exhale, slight bend in the knees, start to hinge at the waist as you fold forward and down. With an inhale, start to stretch the spine forward, keeping the feet together, the hands on the floor, or using the shins to press and lift your heart forward. With an exhale, releasing the hands by the feet, bending the knees, and then taking the right leg back, dropping the right knee down and untucking the toes. With an inhale, pressing into that left leg as you pull up into a lunge, arms reaching up by the ears and hips squared. Inhale to reach, and exhale to release the hands down next to the left foot, tucking the right toe and then stepping that left foot back, coming into a plank position here. The hands are underneath of the shoulders. The feet are approximately hip width distance, with the heels pressing back behind you to activate the front of the legs, and then the heart pulling forward and through between the arms. Take 2 more breaths. Belly pulling up and in, last breath. With the exhale, going ahead and dropping the right knee down, just the right knee. Then hugging the elbows in, kiss the chest and the chin. Then sliding onto the belly. Keep the hands underneath the shoulders. Pressing up with an inhale, keeping the shoulders rolling back and the elbows hugging in, coming into cobra. And then pressing into the hands, coming back, hands and knees. Tuck the toes and lift the hips, coming into your first downward dog. So for downward dog, your feet are hip width distance, your hands shoulder width, the fingers spread wide, and then we're gonna start to pedal the legs one at a time here, bending the knees from side to side. Maybe shake out the head, even shaking out the hips and the shoulders. Really taking this opportunity just to do whatever feels good to you. Taking just 2 more breaths. Then coming back through center now. You're gonna plant the left foot down. With an inhale, start to lift the right leg straight up and back behind you. With an exhale, then bending the knees, starting to pull it in towards the chest as you rock yourself forward, coming into a plank, and then stepping the right foot between the hands. Releasing the left knee and untucking the left toes. Inhale to press up, crescent lunge, lifting, lengthening with the inhale, squaring through those hips. With the exhale, release the hands down, framing the right foot now. Lifting up that left knee and then taking it straight up towards the ceiling with the left heel. Then bending the right knee to meet the left foot. Inhale, using the shins to press the heart forward, straightening the spine as you straighten out the legs. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into the feet, come up with a flat spine, reaching the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, going straight into the second side, folding inward. Inhale, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale to plant the hands, bending the knees, and then taking the left leg back. Left knee down. Inhale, coming up, crescent lunge. Holding here for 1 breath. Another inhale, and then with the exhale, dropping the hands, taking that left knee up, and then the right foot back. Coming into your plank here. 1 long line from the heels up through the hips, all the way to the head. Taking 2 more breaths. Taking another inhale, and with the exhale now, dropping just the left knee, hugging the elbows in, lower the chest and the chin, then sliding onto the belly, fingertips lining up underneath the shoulders as you inhale, pressing up, cobra, opening through the heart, and then exhale, coming onto the knees, tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward dog. Several breaths again here, moving the legs side to side. We want to really start to warm up those hips and start to get that blood pumping, the breath moving. Two more breaths. Coming back through center now, planting the right foot down as you inhale to lift the left leg straight up and back. Exhaling to pull the knee in towards the chest, rocking forward into plank. And then stepping the foot between the hands, dropping the right knee with an exhale. Inhale to come up, sweeping the arms, crescent lunge. Holding here, one more inhale. With the exhale, release the hands to frame the foot, lifting the right knee, and then lifting the right heel straight up towards the ceiling, bending the legs to bring the right foot next to the left. Using the shins to inhale, stretch the spine forward as you straighten the legs. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into the feet, come all the way to stand, reach up, look up. Last round here, sun salutations, folding inward. Inhale, coming up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees, take the right leg back. Inhale, coming up, crescent lunge. And exhale, release the hands next to the foot, taking the left leg back into plank. This time, you can either drop both knees with the exhale, then coming down chest and chin into cobra. Or if you want to take it up a notch, you're gonna go ahead and lean forward, coming onto the tiptoes, hugging the elbows in by the sides of the body, lowering halfway, then untucking the toes, inhaling to lift up, upward dog, continuing to roll the shoulders and the elbows back, and then exhaling to press up and back, downward dog, several breaths. This time, working on pressing the heels back behind you, straightening out through the legs, and then pressing into all four corners of the palms, really hugging the elbows in and then lengthening the torso back. Taking just 2 more full breaths here. With an inhale, keeping the left foot grounded, lift the right leg. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the chest, stepping it between the hands, releasing the left knee down. Inhale, coming up, crescent lunge. Exhale to release the hands next to the right foot, lifting the left leg, and then releasing it next to the right foot. Inhale, stretch the spine, straighten the legs. Exhale to fold. Last round, inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, hinging forward. Inhale, halfway, lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant the hands, bend the knees, take the left foot back, left knee down. Inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale, release the hands down, taking the left knee up and the right foot back. Again, you can use the exhale to drop knees, chest, chin, or lean forward, coming halfway, chaturanga. Inhaling through upward dog or cobra, and exhaling back, downward dog, static here, a few breaths. Working on those cues I gave you for the last one, so pressing the heels back, pressing into the 4 corners of the hands, breathing steady. We've got our nice little warm up here. We're gonna get a little bit deeper now. With an inhale, lifting the right leg straight up towards the ceiling. This time, turning the toes open to the right. Start to bend the knee, opening the hip now. And using that right foot, keeping it flexed as though you're trying to kick an imaginary person next to you. Keeping the weight balanced in the hands so that the shoulders are squared and you're not putting too much weight into that left hand. Continuing to lift the right knee, taking another breath here. From here now, 3 times, we're gonna go ahead and lift that right leg, using an inhale to straighten, pointing the toes, and exhale, bending the knee, flex the foot, open the hip. Inhale, lift, straighten, point the toes. Exhale, bend and flex. Once more, inhale, and exhale. This time now, squaring the hips, keeping that knee bent, using an exhale to pull the right knee in towards the nose, rocking yourself forward in plank, bringing the right foot between the hands, and then from here, going ahead, dropping that left knee, Inhale, coming up, crescent lunge. Exhale, placing the hands down on the floor, tucking those right toes up. Then using an inhale to lift yourself now into crescent lunge. Again, either option is great. So if you need to stay down here on the knee, that's fine. Otherwise, you're going to stay lifted here, pressing back through the heel as you bend slightly deeper into that right knee. Taking one more deep inhale. Using the exhale to start to rotate the left foot to line up with the back edge of the mat, bringing the arms parallel to the floor. The right foot facing directly forward, and the heel of the right foot lining up with the instep of the left. With an inhale now, stretching the right arm forward, bringing the right arm inside of, or the right elbow on top of the right knee, and then stretching that left arm to reach for the front of the mat. Spinning your shoulders back to look up towards the ceiling. Taking 2 breaths here. And then using your next inhale to pull that left arm back up, coming into warrior 2. Then releasing the left hand onto the left leg as you reach the right arm up. Spinning the heart open towards the ceiling, bending slightly deeper into that right knee. Reverse warrior. And then with an inhale, coming back through center, warrior 2. Starting to straighten out the front leg, spinning onto the heel of the right foot, and then turning the left toes towards the front of the mat. So again, you come into warrior 2, opposite side here. Taking a couple breaths here in middle, securing your foundation and grounding down through the feet. Then using an inhale to take the left arm forward, bringing it on top of or inside of the left knee, and then stretching the right arm up and over, turning the pinky edge of the hand down towards the floor and stretching long for 2. With an inhale, using the right arm, coming back up, warrior 2, then releasing the right hand onto the right leg, lifting the left arm, spinning the heart open, and bending into that left leg. Taking 2 breaths here, reverse warrior. And then inhaling, coming back through center, warrior 2. Straightening out the front leg, turning both the toes now in about 45 degrees. Inhaling to open through the heart, and then exhaling to slowly start to hinge forward, keeping the legs straight and coming all the way down. Grabbing for the outsides of the legs, maybe the calves, whatever you can get a hold of. Or if it's comfortable, you can just leave your hands on the floor. Whichever option you choose, trying to straighten through the spine, pulling the sternum down towards the floor, and then lifting the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Maybe bending the right knee and the left, moving a little side to side. And then coming back through center, really folding deeper for 3 breaths. Starting to engage the core now, using the hands, starting to walk them out underneath of the shoulders on the floor. Then starting to lift yourself up so that you come parallel with the mat, coming up the rest of the way in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then turning that right foot back towards the top of the mat, bending into the right knee. Take a deep inhale. And with the exhale, start to spin the left hand down onto the mat next to the right foot. Then turning the right toes out as you start to rotate onto the edge of the left foot. And then stepping the right leg back, placing it on top of the left leg and coming into side plank. You can also always drop that left leg if you need a little bit of support here. Holding. 1 more deep inhale. And with the exhale, releasing the right hand down, Coming forward, chaturanga. Inhale through upward dog, and exhale back, downward dog. Taking several breaths before moving on to the second side. This is really your opportunity to catch your breath, to slow it down, and again, connect with those feet and the hands here, trying to push the energy out through the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands, and picking up some of that energy back from the earth. With the next inhale now, you're going to keep the right foot grounded, start to take the left leg straight up behind you, then turning the toes open to the left, starting to bend the knee and keeping that left foot flexed as you start to open the left hip. Imaginary kicking that left hip. And again, you've got that imaginary person next to you trying to kick your neighbor, but without spinning the shoulders or placing too much weight into the right hand. Now 3 times from here, we're going to use the inhale to straighten, lift the left leg, point the toes, and then exhale to bend the knee, flexing the foot and opening the hip. Twice more. Inhale, stretch it up, point the toes, and exhale, bend it in. Once more. Keeping the knee bent now, you're going to start to square the hips, pulling the left knee in towards the nose and rocking yourself forward in plank before stepping the right foot between the hands, the left foot between the hands, dropping the right knee down. Inhale, coming up, crescent lunge, and then exhale to release the hands down. Tucking the right toes, start to lift the right knee. Again, this is just optional. You can stay on the knee this second round if you like. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Taking a couple breaths, trying to press back through that right heel, bending into the left knee. And then if you're on the ground with that right knee, you're going to come up to meet us, taking an inhale, and then exhale, rotating out. The right foot lines up with the back edge of the mat, the left foot facing forward, warrior 2. And I'm just going to flip myself around here so you guys can see me, but you're going to stay exactly where you're at. All right, so now that we're in our warrior 2, with an inhale, we're going to take that left arm forward, bringing it inside up or on top of the right knee, stretching the right arm, really opening through the hips and the top of the body. About 45 degrees. And maybe walking in just a little bit closer, depending on your flexibility. Then starting to hinge at the hips as you slowly fold forward with an exhale. This time, starting to walk the hands next to the feet so that the fingertips line up with the tops of the toes. And then just using the arms to kind of pull yourself, pulsing up and down a few times. Just starting to get some mobility on the back side of the legs. And coming with both toes slightly inwards. From here, you're going to go ahead, take a deep inhale, open through the heart. Exhale, slowly start to hinge and fold. Continuing to reach the arms back behind you, interlacing the hands, and then stretching them up and away from you. Shaking the head a little left and right. Maybe bending the knees from left to right. And then coming back through center. Release the hands with an exhale, first to the lower back, and then down to the floor. Walking them out underneath of the shoulders with an inhale. Coming up halfway, belly in, and the rest of the way in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turning that left foot forward as you come back through warrior 2. Deep inhale. With the exhale, starting to spin the right hand down so it lands next to the left foot. Then turning the left toes out, rolling onto the right edge of your foot, and then taking the left leg back, stacking it on top of the right as you come into side plank. Again, you can drop that right leg if you need to. Otherwise, taking 2 more breaths. With an exhale, releasing the left hand, coming through plank, lower chaturanga. Inhale through upward dog or cobra, and exhale back, downward dog, several breaths. So we're gonna do that again. We're gonna do it a little bit faster, starting with the right leg. Inhale, lift up and back, opening through the hip, then straightening the leg with an inhale. Exhale to bend it in, then pulling it in towards the chest as you step it between the hands. Dropping the left knee, inhale, coming up, low lunge. Exhale, release the hands down. Lift that left knee and then inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Exhale, rotate the left foot so it lines up with the back edge of the mat. Arms parallel, warrior 2. Inhale, stretch the right arm forward. Drop it on top of or inside of the right knee, stretching the left arm. Inhale. Using the next inhale then to come back, dropping the left hand as you reach the right arm up, reverse warrior. Inhaling to come back through center, warrior 2. Straighten out the front leg, inhale. Coming through center, and then exhale, folding in. Grabbing for the legs, the feet, the ankles, coming into your forward wide-legged fold. Inhaling to walk the hands out underneath of the shoulders, straighten the spine. Coming up halfway, parallel. Rest of the way in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing that left foot forward for a moment, then rotating back towards the right. Then releasing the left hand down, start to roll yourself into side plank, inhale, and exhale, release the right hand. Chaturanga, inhale through upward dog, and exhale back, downward dog. With an inhale, taking the left foot up now. Opening through the hip, bending the knee. Inhale to stretch the leg up. Exhale to bend it back in, pulling it in towards the chest as you rock yourself forward and bringing it between the hands. Releasing the right knee. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale, release the hands down. Picking up the right knee and then inhaling, coming up, crescent lunge. Open out, warrior 2, exhale. Inhale, reach the right arm forward, on top of or inside of the right knee. Left knee, right arm stretches. Inhale to come back up through center. Right hand releases down as left arm reaches up and over. Coming back through center, inhale. Straightening out the left leg. Turn the toes in, deep inhale. Exhale to fold, hands come behind the back. Inhale, open the arms, and exhale to fold. One more inhale. With the exhale, release the hands down onto the floor. Inhaling to bring them out underneath of the shoulders. Coming up parallel, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turning towards the right foot, warrior 2. Then reversing, left foot, warrior 2. Taking the right hand down now inside of the left foot. Rotating onto that right foot, coming into side plank, inhale. Exhale to release down. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Taking a deep breath now in through the nose. Open the mouth. In through the nose. Open the mouth. Once more. 3 normal breaths. Bringing the toes together at the back of the mat now. With an inhale, look forward between the hands, coming onto the toes, bend the knees to step or jump. Inhaling to lift halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale, coming all the way to stand. Take a small back bend. And then exhale, you're gonna come through center. Start to squeeze the legs together, sinking the hips back and coming into a chair pose. The weight is back in the heels, so the toes can even lift here. And then the pelvis is tucked under, the core engaged. With an inhale, you'll lift all the way up. With an exhale, sit back in your chair. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, sitting back. 3 more. This last time, sitting back and then coming so that the chest comes parallel or touching the top of the thighs. Squeezing, holding here for 5. 4. You can do it. Last 3. Maybe a little deeper for the last 2. And then using that final exhale to sit the bum down, grabbing a hold of the knees. Give yourself a squeeze, maybe rest the head. Again, take an opportunity to thank yourself for this body, for this practice, for this breath. This class, we're just going to go ahead, take a quick seated fold, and then we're going to come back into Shavasana. So, scooting yourself back just in the middle of the mat, taking the legs out in front of you, and then making sure you can feel the sit bones by pulling the meat back. The toes are pulling back in towards the face. The hands can reach out directly from the hips, lengthening and straightening up through the spine first. Taking an inhale to reach the arms up, and an exhale to hinge and fold forward, grabbing on for the legs, the feet, or maybe if you have a strap, a tie, a belt, something you can wrap around. Then using the inhales to stretch the heart forward, and an exhale to fold in. Inhale, stretch, lengthen, even if it's just a millimeter or 2, and exhale, folding in deeper. Another 3. Inhale, start to straighten the spine, engaging the core, then lifting the arms by the ears to come back up through center. Inhale, exhale to release the hands down. Now bending the knees in. Placing the soles of the feet together and then using the hands to walk yourself in. Placing the thumbs against the balls of the feet like pages of a book to open the knees out to the side. Inhale to stretch the spine up and exhale to fold forward, using the elbows on the knees, dropping the head, coming into butterfly. Shake out the head, release the jaw. 2 more deep breaths. From here, you'll use an inhale to rise back up, lifting through the spine. And then using the hands to gently pull the knees back into center for a moment, giving yourself one last little squeeze here. And then we're going to go ahead, start to slowly roll yourself back down onto the mat, one vertebra at a time, keeping the feet resting together, and then starting to slowly peel open the knees so that they fall open in either direction and the soles of the feet press into one another like we did for butterfly. And you can kind of take the feet out or pull them in according to what feels good to you. And then releasing the hands now down by the waist, closing the eyes. If you need a little extra support for your hips, you can always go ahead, tuck your thumbs into your palms, wrapping the hands around the fists, and then tucking them right underneath the crease where the leg and the hip meet. So this is just an option if you feel like you've got a lot of tightness going on in the inside or the outer hips. Otherwise, the hands will remain resting at your side. And as you arrive here, allowing yourself to close the eyes, beginning to soften and lengthen the breath. As you lay here, feeling the body sinking into the floor, connecting with all those parts that are in contact with the mat or the ground underneath of you. Letting the earth start to absorb any of that static energy, anything that you're feeling kind of just trapped within you that needs to be released and relaxed. Feeling it melt away. And also picking up this new, fresh energy from the earth. Renewing you and giving you a new sense of purpose in your day, in your practice. Take 5 more deep breaths. Picking up energy with every inhale and letting some go, dissipate with every exhale. Taking one final deep, long inhale through the nose, holding at the top, and then opening the mouth to part the lips. Gently exhale. With the next inhale, starting to wiggle the fingers, move the toes, sliding the hands down to the outside of the thighs where you use them to slowly pull the knees up, and then stretching the legs long on the mat, letting the toes fall open in either direction, the hands coming back down by the waist, taking just a couple of moments here. Slowly making your way onto your right hand side, bending the knees in and coming into the fetal position. Using your hands to slowly press you up now, keeping the eyes gently closed and coming to a comfortable cross-legged position. Your hands resting on your knees or in your lap. The next inhale, bringing the hands into prayer and gently lifting them to your heart space. bowing your head. Take one deep breath in here. Let it go. With the next inhale, start to open the eyes, lifting the thumbs up to the third eye center. And then bowing forward. Namaste, my friends, and thank you for joining me. It's been a pleasure to have you as always, and I can't wait to see you again next time on the mat. If you'd like, you can always donate to me in one of 3 ways, which you can find in the link below. I appreciate all the help that I can get at this moment, since during Corona crisis I am unemployed for kind of an indefinite period. So you'll be seeing more of me, and it will be free regardless, but if you have the chance or the funds and you can donate, then I would always appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful week, and see you next time. Bye guys. Thank you.